I'm Groot.
What's up, cosplayers? EIE cosplayers! Welcome back to my channel, my lovely subscribers. And for those of you who are new here, don't forget to leave your like on this video and subscribe to the channel too, because we'd love to have you be a part of our family. Now, this tutorial may seem hard, but it's very simple, and you'll find that there's a lot of repetitive steps. So today, we're transforming ourselves into Groot, and the first step is to create the headpiece. So what I did was, on a styrofoam head, I used clay to mold the same shape as Groot's head, which is that wooden part sticking out. And I molded that shape with clay, I let it dry for one day, and after I started layering it with liquid latex and cotton. I added about 5 layers, and then after I added liquid latex on its own without the cotton on top of that shape and let it dry for a day. And most importantly, in between each layer, I used a spatula to draw and mimic wood texture. So I drew those squiggly lines to make it really look like wood. And I do promise I will make a full tutorial explaining better how to make these simple prosthetics using liquid latex, cotton, and clay. I just didn't want you guys to endure a 30-minute tutorial, okay? And this next step is very, very important. Please prep your skin and prepare your skin with moisturizer and something calming and protective, because we're going to be using a large amount of liquid latex. Liquid latex is not for everybody. It does contain ammonia, and for sensitive skin, this is a big no-no. So if you do have sensitive skin, please take care of your skin and also opt to use something like non-toxic school glue or ammonia-free latex, okay? So be cautious and be safe, please. Alright, jumping into the next step, we're going to put our bald cap on. So I applied my bald cap and I glued it down with liquid latex on the edges to make it look seamless. And another cautious and safety step, I'm going to apply Vaseline to my eyebrow to make sure that they do exist after this tutorial, because trust me, you can yank out a whole bunch of hair with the liquid latex and cotton, okay? So we're going to glue our headpiece down, and I'm using liquid latex to glue it down on my head. You can use spirit gum if you prefer, that's up to you. And to make sure it stays in place, I'm also applying liquid latex on my head for extra gluiness. And once it's on with scissors, I'm just cutting away any excess piece of liquid latex that I don't need or doesn't need to be there. And to even down the rough edges, I'm gonna go ahead with liquid latex and apply more to the edges to make everything look seamless. Okay, summing up this whole tutorial, you're gonna need a whole lot of liquid latex and cotton. Yes, a lot. And don't drop it like I did. So pour as much as you can in a container that you don't like. I repeat, don't like and don't use that much, because liquid latex will ruin anything, including brushes. Okay, so this is where things start to come together. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to get cotton and latex and we're going to start molding our face shape. So small areas at a time and small pieces of cotton at a time, you're going to start changing your face structure. And I started with the forehead area, and you're going to repeat this throughout all the areas of your face until you look like Groot. So basically, step number 1, lay the cotton down, apply liquid latex, start molding it to the shape that you want. Step number 2, start creating the texture of the tree with the spatula, with those squiggly lines, and you're going to repeat that same process throughout your whole face. It's very important that you have a picture of Groot in front of you so that you can cross-reference exactly what shape you need to change in your face. Of course, everybody does not have the same face structure. My face structure could be different from yours at the moment, so maybe you might not even have to do as much as I did. But it's very important for you to have that picture and look in the mirror and see, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to make this bigger, this smaller, and that's basically what I'm going to do throughout this whole part of the tutorial. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you. Just leave a question down below. And since Groot doesn't have a nose, we're gonna cover our own nose. But I just want to warn you guys, be careful and have somebody to help you, have a friend or a parent to help you, because it can be overwhelming to do this by yourself. Or leave a hole on the nose part so you can breathe through your nose, and then leave it to cover at the end of the tutorial, if that makes any sense, because it could be difficult breathing through your mouth. Some people can't do that, so safety first, guys. And as you guys can see, it's very repetitive steps. So I'm applying latex, gluing the cotton down, applying latex on top of the cotton, molding the cotton, and then giving texture to the cotton with the spatula. And that's what we're gonna do basically throughout this whole tutorial. And a simple yet important piece of advice is we always have to remember we want to look good, we want our makeup to be perfect and exactly like our character. But we do have to remember that we eat, drink, and we breathe, okay? And we talk as well. So always leave that opening comfortable enough so that you can speak, you can drink, and you can have fun at the convention without being like weird and uncomfortable. Because you want to look good, but you also want to have fun. Okay, so when we're done with that part, we want to get this dry and we want to save time. So I'm using a blow dryer on the setting warm or cool to dry all this off. Alright, moving on to coloring. I am using airbrush, but if you don't have airbrush, you are more than welcome to use cream paints or any type of face paint. This is also a very repetitive step. I'm basically layering a lot of colors and giving shadow and highlight to certain areas to mimic that texture of tree-like effect, okay? So I started off with a light brown color. I colored all the areas of the headpiece, my face, and also my neck. And then the second coat, I'm using a darker shade of brown, and I'm shading the areas to give more depth, if that makes any sense. So I did the little headpiece over there in the crevices and also my neck area, and then I went again with a second layer of brown on my face, light brown. I know most of you guys get really bored, but shading and highlighting is so important. It just brings everything to life and makes everything look more realistic. So layering all these colors together is just gonna give you a way better result than just painting yourself brown. And now with black paint, I'm just painting the edges of my eyes, the corners of my eyes. Notice how I'm not painting everything black because I just want to paint that area to make it look deeper, and also certain areas of my neck. There's really no order to this. You just have to paint in a darker color, whatever you want to make seem deeper or give more depth, and you have to paint with a lighter color, whatever you want to stand out and give more highlight or more volume. And here we go again, contouring. So this time I'm using black and brown eyeshadow, and I'm gonna go ahead and contour that eye area. Again, I'm not painting and coloring the whole eye area, I'm just concentrating the contour right on top of my eyes. And now with a smaller brush and the same black and brown eyeshadow, you're just going to start shading and coloring in those lines that we drew to mimic the texture of wood. And then with liquid liner, I'm doing the same thing on my mouth, except I'm using liquid liner. Don't be very harsh on this. You want to be very light with the color. We don't want any dark colors to overpower the browns. We just want to shade it and give more texture to it. And I know I keep saying this, but it helps so much if you have a picture to reference. So if you just Google tree texture, it helps you so much. It makes your mind clear and it understands better what colors you're looking for, what texture you're looking for, what do I do, what do I shade, what do I highlight. Trust me, it helps a lot. And right here, very simple, I'm just drawing those two expression marks that Groot has on his face. And now with a black liquid liner, I'm just going back and outlining certain areas of my face just to give it a little bit more dimension. And with a little dab of white face paint, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight certain areas of the face just to give it a little bit more volume. Okay, so let's give Groot some hair. and some leaves. I don't know if it's called leaves, I'm sure it's not in this case, but oh well, I'm gonna call it leaf. Notice how with the airbrush I'm not concentrating a big amount of green in the headpiece. I'm just splashing green all over because it really gives a beautiful effect as if it was growing in different areas and it doesn't look fake. So we're going to start texturing this green as well. I'm starting with a light green color and we're going to start building it up and shading it to make it look more realistic. So if you're not using an airbrush machine, you just get a foundation brush and you're going to do the same thing, except you're going to use stippling motion. So that dabbing and stippling motion will create the same effect that the airbrush did. And now here I'm using a small eyeshadow brush, and with white paint I'm using that stippling motion that we just talked about, and I'm dabbing little dots of white all over the green. And with a very light amount of black cream paint, I'm doing the same exact thing. And back to the eyes, again I'm blending some black and brown eyeshadow, always keeping the top darker, the middle medium, and the bottom lighter, so it gives that ombre and also three-dimensional effect. And with the remaining black eyeshadow from the brush, I'm just coloring in my mouth. And continuing with the same black and brown, I'm going to start now shading the headpiece and other areas of my face and my neck. It's very important to give shade and contour to certain things. It really brings everything to life. I keep saying this, I know I'm so annoying, probably annoyed with me saying that, but it really does, guys, trust me. And here I'm just giving Groot just a little bit more splashes of green. And this is the last step. We are coloring in our waterline with a black eye pencil. Repeat after me, guys. I am Groot. I hope you guys liked this tutorial. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Trust me, every new like and every new subscriber makes my heart so happy and inspires me to continue providing you guys with each new video. So thank you so much for watching, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave your like on this video, don't forget to share with your friends, and thank you so much. And do not do what I'm doing in this video right now, yanking out my face. Please remove it safely, okay, with makeup remover and latex remover. Don't do this because you'll get hurt. Trust me.